morning, everybody. Merry Christmas. Happy day after Christmas, Boxing Day, whatever it is you're celebrating today as you watch this. It is now Friday, December 26th, and although I did record some video from Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, I have not come to chat to you since the 23rd. So I thought I would do a quick chat this morning to say hello one more time and wish you a Merry Christmas before I close off Vlogmas 2025. So we had a lovely Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. It was pretty chill. We spent a lot of Christmas Eve baking and making candy. That's sort of a tradition in I had growing up. My grandma was my dad's mom. She lived a couple blocks down the way from where we lived, and she was the baker. She's the one who taught me how to make pies, and she actually also taught me about growing raspberries. Anyway, I used to go by her and my aunt, who lived with her at the time, and my grandpa. And one Saturday, there was a Saturday, usually like the weekend after Thanksgiving, so the first week of December, I would go over from the time I was probably 10, maybe 11, through my high school years. I'd go over for the whole day. I'd eat breakfast at home, and then I'd be by their house by 8:30, 9 o'clock, and we'd make sugar cookies and other cookies and candy all day. We'd take a break for lunch, we'd continue in the afternoon, and I'd stay there until dinner time. And I don't remember eating a ton of the cookies, so now especially, like, my stomach doesn't love a ton of sugar as I've gotten older, and I don't eat a lot of the cookies and candy, but I love to make them. So that's what we did on Saturday. We made my husband made peanut butter cookies and sugar cookies, and then I made gingerbread cookies and Mexican wedding cake, those little balls with the powdered sugar on. I made poppy seed cookies and homemade peanut butter cups. I'm trying to think if there was something else. I can't remember. There might have been one more thing we made, but we had a lot of fun. My youngest son helped me with the candy making in the molds. That's his favorite. That was always my job as a kid because my grandma thought it was too putsy, and so and my aunt, I was always in charge of making like the turtles and that sort of thing. So I really loved the candy making bit. But we tried a new peanut butter recipe. We took a peanut butter ball recipe and we kind of morphed it to make it into peanut butter cups, and it turned out really yummy. So yeah, so we did that, had our Christmas feast and our dinners. The enchiladas we made were so good. They didn't look so great at first because my corn tortillas I used were they were drier and they were falling apart. And you know, when you don't have gluten and stuff, it kind of makes things a little trickier. Anyway, that was good. Yesterday was pretty chill. One thing I didn't do is I didn't really watch any of the classic Christmas movies, which I kind of wanted to do, but I have been watching other movies. So, and knitting a ton, which, by the way, I have not knit on any more Advent. I take that back. Let me see. Down here, I think I have, let me show you my progress on my husband's socks, which were the Freckled Whimsy socks, which, let me put a picture in here of the finished pair that I made for myself. I did finish them in time to wrap them and to have them under the tree. I have not worn them yet, but this is what how far I've gotten on my husband's. So I'm doing them in the opposite direction for him. So I'm starting with my day 24 and going the other way. So I got pretty far on his leg, and then I kind of stopped because I pulled out my sunset sweatshirt, which is a pattern by Jessie Made Designs, and I had only gotten to kind of just below the chest region. And I hadn't done the sleeves, I mentioned, because I was afraid they were going to be too tight in the armpits. But I cast them on, and then I just kind of kept going. And that is pretty much all I've knit on the last 2 days. But look how far I am. This is the back way. Yeah, okay, so I finished the whole first sleeve. And I am probably 2/3 of the way done with the second sleeve. So that is really fun, and it fits good. I don't know if you can see this, but I have one skein. The skein here is slightly more blue than my other skeins, and so I'm a little nervous that I'm going to be playing yarn chicken. So what I decided is I'm going to use the blue on the cuffs of the arms and on the bottom of the body, and also for my neckline. And then this is what I have left of the two skeins that are not blue. So I'm going to finish the two arms. Then I'm going to do the neckline so I can truly see how the body fits. Because sometimes when you put the neckline on, it kind of pulls it up to kind of give it more structure, and then the body will lay differently. So that is my plan. And then I'm going to knit as far as I can on the body, switching these two skeins, and then I will fade in the other skein. I'm hoping that I'll be pretty close to the bottom so I can just do the ribbing. And if I have to, I'll just do like an extra long rib at the bottom instead of doing the stockinette. I think it will look more intentional, but I think I'm gonna have enough yarn. It's just because that one skein is more blue that I'm a little worried. So that's probably what I'm gonna do today while I edit this video. And because I really want to finish this. Now, you know, I get into that place. If you have been following my channel for a little while, you remember earlier in the year, in October, I knit a whole sweater. Even though it was short sleeve, I knit a whole sweater in 3 days. And I'm kind of feeling like that right now. It's funny when you figure out you can knit a lot in a few short days and you have the time, I kind of start to feel like I want to do that again. So that is the plan. I don't have too much on the schedule for today besides editing the last Vlogmas and maybe doing some laundry. Since my 2 middle kids have come home, we have so much more laundry. I don't fold my kids' laundry, but I do wash it for them because I think it makes more sense because we can do a bigger load when we combine laundry. It saves on energy. But so I wash it and then I sort it into their baskets, and they fold it and put it away themselves, or sometimes they just, you know, use it out of the basket because they're teenagers or young adults. So yeah, so that's it. So you'll have to wait. I did not weave in the ends and finish my crochet cozy country advent scarf. And I haven't really knit too much more on my reading shawl. So you'll have to come back in the new year to see that in the next podcast episodes that I put out for you. But before I leave you, let's open day 24 and 25 of the Berry Fun Yarns Advent. All right, day 24 is, the quotation is, "It's okay, I'm used to it. I lived through the 60s. And this is towards the beginning where it's kind of like crazy. It's a quote that Tim Allen says, sort of pink, brightly colored pinks and purples for that one. We're ending kind of on the pink-purple family. And day 25 is, sometimes believing something means you just believe it. And this one is got purple in it, and pink, but it has a little more neutral tone to it. Kind of some browns. You can really see the sparkle on this one today. So there you go. So those are the last 2. So on that note, I'm going to try to take a picture or add some video here of the full 25-day Advent countdown kit. And if you've been watching this and you really liked the Advent kit but didn't get one, the Berry Fun Yarns, there are a few left in the shop, and those will be available through December 31st. And after that, I will be taking whatever is left out of the shop. So if you are interested in them, now it's your chance to get them in their full with the bag and all the goodies. After that, they will no longer be available. And I am not going to be doing another 24 or 25 mini skein countdown set that in the very near future. Maybe years and years from now, I will try it again, but I'm definitely not going to be doing it for the next couple of years. So yeah, so that is that. Thank you so much for being with me this December. So I hope you are well and you are enjoying this day after Christmas, resting if you were the one in charge of all the festivities. And I will look forward to seeing you again I'm going to be doing a year in review video about my favorite makes, probably next week, and then podcasts will resume in January. So I hope you are well and you had a great December, and thanks for being here with me. Goodbye, everybody.